And now, here we are. It's time for us to have a listen to the whole of the Sonic Tonic album. And the guys wanted to give you a little bit of an insight to each song as we go along.
Oh, so Go Back. Yes, a little bit of history on Go Back. This is a tune I was co-writing with a band in Washington, D.C. called The Players. And they sent me some basic tracks. And I came up with this tune. And I don't know what happened to the band. I think they were in the middle, they kind of broke up in the middle of, the tune. I sent it back. Got a little bit of a response. So I started playing it. I started playing it with my band called Chenzo. And then Chenzo kind of fell apart. We did a few gigs. We put out a record, but we didn't put that track on it. So it was just sitting there doing nothing. And a lot of people found out somehow that the song existed, and they kept requesting it at Chenzo shows. So we kept playing it, but we never really made a good recording of it. And then I said, okay, so maybe Bim Skala Bim will give it a go. So we did, and I love the way it came out. So it's all good, and there's the history of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, all the things you are, you're the piece of my resistance. Understanding all the meaning of it, you're leaving all the doubt. You can laugh at the deeper water, you can drown in the shallow pool. Go on, shed your skin and lose yourself. Come on, take me back now. Take me back now. Take me back now. I wanna go back now. I wanna feel something somehow. I wanna go back now. Come on, take me back now. She always likes to play it fair. Find the clothes that I won't wear. She's the one I do believe. Come on and take me back now. I wanna go back now. I wanna feel something somehow. I wanna go back now. Come on, take me back now. Well, I met that girl from the ocean state, with ocean eyes, didn't hesitate. The way she smiles, the sun that shines. Forget about the rest of time. As it goes so fast, making your head spin. Remembering every place we've been. As it goes so fast, making your head spin. Remembering every place we've been. I wanna go back now. I wanna feel something somehow. I wanna go back now. Come on, take me back now. I wanna go back now. I wanna feel something somehow. I wanna go back now. Come on, take me back now. Come on, take me back now. Come on, take me back now. Take me back now. Take me back now.
On the second song on the album, again, another one that really is going to speak to a lot of people, Too Sentimental. At first, the opening line, I've been watching a lot of hoarders on TV, and I thought, okay, where is this going? But it actually gets down to a lot of things, what a lot of people feel about the things they own and where they're coming from. What's inspiring that song?
Right, attachments to material things. A lot of people's attitudes towards attachment to material things have changed, I think, over the last year. And an interesting thing about the song is that it's me coming to grips with, well, part of moving here means you can't have all your stuff. Certainly the memorabilia kinds of stuff, though I brought some. A lot was lost while I was here. I was actually back on a trip, so I was able to save some of it visiting my brother. It was stored in his basement. And we did save most of the reel-to-reel tapes. We lost lots of CDs, cassettes, and memorabilia, old posters and things like that. So, but it made me realize, and Mark and I were talking. Mark is the archivist for the band, our bass player, Mark Ferranti. And he's done a great job keeping things, but he hasn't done a great job sharing them with others. They're sort of been locked away forever. And another thing about the lockdown is that he's finally broken into these things and starting very slowly to drip them out. And the amount of things that he has stored away is just a mind blower. And that one of the keys things to the song is that of all the things I would lose, the hardest thing for me to lose would be the old reel tapes that we did, the 24-track reels or the 16-track reel tapes that we did over the years. So that's why the line is I'm down in my magnetic mind. A lot of people won't get that if they hear this, maybe they will, but a lot of it is about not wanting to lose all those tapes, or all that, all the videotapes, all the dad tapes, all the reel tapes, all the 1/4-inch reel tapes, all the, all the magnetic mind.
Been watching orders on TV, and they got much more stuff than me. Check it till I'm feeling fine, down in my magnetic mind. It's all good as far as I can see. Too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental at heart. Still standing up to test the time. Yeah, all that stuff isn't even mine. Still got takes to fly. That'll surely tear my eyes. Can't believe what I have left behind. Too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental at heart. Too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental at heart. Too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental, too sentimental at heart.
An easier quiz is the name of the famous children's song, whose notes have rung out for centuries from the belfry of St. Clement's Danes Church in the Strand. Yes, oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's.
And when we were making the video, you said, Paul, talk about travel and oranges.
It was inspired by a box of these clementine oranges called Cuties, I think.
Right.
And it says sweet and juicy, it says on. I was just trying to come up with something, something that worked. Do. And I remember actually I had something that didn't work, and then I changed it to that. And that just gets your mind going. And Cuties, they're these orange things that look good. And my sweetheart has orange hair, and so I just started thinking like that, and it's kind of made it about her, but vaguely,
Yeah.
Actually, I just remembered the first lyrics I had were "keeps me moving," and then I think Dan pointed out, like, that's already that song digging a hole.
7 hours each way for you. Sweet and juicy. 747 full of fun every day, that's you. Turn me left and loosey. Getting dark, so you switch on the lamp, yeah you do. Got the brains to beauty. Getting kinda quiet, so you crank the amp. Ooh, ooh. Sweet and juicy. Oh, every day moving up. Any old way. Nobody moving, so you do a little dance, you do. Keep it new, yeah. Sink it in the couch, you put that ant in my pants, it's true. Keep it moving up. Every day moving up, moving up. Any old way, moving up, moving up. We gonna stay up all night and half a day. You can't get me, I'll be ready to go. Get a little better almost every day 'cause of you. Sweet and juicy. 747 full of fun every day, that's you. Turn me left and loosey. Feeling better almost every way 'cause of you. Got the brains and beauty. And it's two, and it's two, and it's two, and it's two. Sweet and juicy. Sweet and juicy. Sweet and juicy. Sweet and juicy. Sweet and juicy.
And I remember a lot of these recordings that I did remotely, I did in my Toyota Corolla. You know, so I had my computer on the passenger seat.
And how is it listed on the album again?
I don't know how it's listed. The Mookie
Nobile Mobile or something like that.
And I hung a SM58 microphone from my rear view mirror and played my horn in the front, driver's seat. And I don't know. I've done it. I did it all winter long, with the lockdowns. I also did some of your friends, Lucas, with the Bocus.
Big Up Bocus album. Yeah.
So that was great.
I did some stuff with Steven. You did some stuff with the producer of Sonic Tonic, Steven.
Yes, exactly.
Tell us about that one.
Yeah, Steve had a whole bunch of Dixieland tracks. And so I guess they were looking for some licensing type of music deal. And so he said, here, just play on them. He said, I can pay you or you can wait for the royalties. And I said, just pay me, whatever. So nonetheless, I once again was in my car and I worked all these parts out and just emailed them over to him. And I guess that's the beauty about, this digital revolution in music is that I can record anywhere and don't even have to be in a recording studio to get a good track down with my trombone.
Loon. Well, we're getting a really great response from even ska shows on this Loon song, even though it's a reggae song.
Yep.
And I'd like you to tell me about. Well, that I had a horn line that I was combination of calls the way I heard them from Loons, and really wanted that to be part of the song.
Yep.
So tell us about what you got from Steve and I and how you came up with the counter line.
So Steve, I guess wrote that along with I guess was an idea from you.
No, I wrote the horn line that you got,
Right.
but I stole it from loons, from the calls of loons.
Yes. And then I listened to it a few times, and I just thought like playing another harmony on the line just wasn't really doing enough for it. So I started to like go against the line a little bit. The line was going da da, it was kind of descending, and I made an ascending line to it, and it just like dovetailed so perfectly.
What's in the bottle?
You want to try?
Sure, pass it over. What's in it?
Is getting thirsty.
It's a mix of things.
Mouth
You got any glasses?
is kinda dry.
I know you're not gonna need any glasses.
I don't need the glasses.
True that. Always better from the bottle.
Musical true called blue.
Brain is getting thirsty. Mouth is kinda dry. I don't need glasses. Pass the bottle, give me a try. Finding grace inside you. Go with what you know. Here's to get into it. Here's to let it go. Here's to let it go. Give me sense and balance. Go with what you know. Here's to get into it. Here's to let it go. Brain is getting thirsty. Mouth is kinda dry. I don't need no glasses. Pass a bottle, give it a try. Don't fight the feeling. Keep it back into your heart. Working it for tomorrow. Hold yourself and tear it apart. Hold yourself and tear it apart.
Used to let
Yeah, there was like a batch of songs that came up, you know, for when before we went into record Chet's Last Call. There was like a batch of songs, and "Cause of You" was one of them. So, like Jim had like 5 or 6 songs that he came up with like as a group that, you know. So tell us about all of them.
Well, Jim, you sing on that one, don't you? Do you sing on all of the songs that you write for the band?
Jim sings on most every song. It's not always lead, but Jim sings on most every song.
No, not every one I write. Some of the ones that I write, if I write the whole song, I'm more likely to sing. But no, I'll write. Sometimes I'll write the whole thing with lyrics and shoot it off to Dan because it's obviously good for him to sing.
I think "Lightning" is an example of that.
Thinking about those 2 songs today, and I realized those are the two. Those 2 made it onto this album and not onto Chet's. And I was thinking about where they came from, and I remembered that both of those songs, I remember writing those and then recording demos of them in my garage in the house I was living in Los Angeles at the time. So it was a while ago. They're older, you know, they're like from several, maybe four years before the Chet's batch. So they're older ones. And I thought it was interesting that they kind of didn't quite fit into the Chet's group. So they got kicked up to this new album. But yeah, I remember writing them. And then I had a little studio set up in this all metal garage in this house I was living in Eagle Rock in Los Angeles. And it was so fucking hot in that. It was like, when I first moved in there, I was like, oh my God, there's the whole garage. I could put a studio in. It's so great. And this was like in the cooler part of the year. I forget what, you know, probably the spring. And then I set up all my stuff in this, and it was like all aluminum garage. And then with no shade, and then the heat came on, and I was able to go in there for like 3 hours of the day.
And once you got all the gear on as well, that's
terrible. Yeah, no, it was so big that didn't matter because it was like a really big, like, you know, like a 2.5 car garage, big area. But it was just that the sun is unrelenting there. So anyway, I remembered writing and recording demos of those songs then. So I thought it was cool that those were, you know, they kind of stood apart a little bit from the ones that ended up getting on the Chet's album.
Yeah.
When they put the lightning in the jar and it's ready for delivery, put the bottle in the box in the back of my car, driving away, yeah. Let me know when you get it right. It's a fine night for delivery. Keep it to the right in the bright moonlight. Hauling away and driving off the interstate. It's getting late and dark. Cars at a higher rate. Feeling great, acting straight. No, it ain't too hard to fix it up. Do it in the backyard, do it in the graveyard, do it in the schoolyard. I don't care, I just get it there. Oh, it's a name in the face. That's the way they are. Shoot me with your radar gun. Thank you, son. Let's have some fun. When they put the lightning in the jar and it's ready for delivery, put the bottle in the box in the back of my car, driving away, yeah. Let me know when you get it right. It's a fine night for delivery. And keep it to the right in the bright moonlight. Hauling away and staying off the interstate. It's getting late and dark. I'm pumping at a higher rate, starting to hallucinate. Sailing through the naughty pines, moving wide and clear. Way too fast to read the signs. Right across the county line.
right, Gumbo. This song was inspired when 3 of my friends were refugees from Hurricane Katrina. I invited them to come here, and they stayed for months. Chefs in New Orleans, Jamie, Miles, and Judy. And we cooked a lot of food and had a lot of fun with the local food, fruits and so forth. But they taught me the secret of making gumbo. And they said the secret of making gumbo, or they taught me that the secret of making gumbo, or what is good gumbo, is to have great vibes, to enjoy yourself while you're cooking. Not all about the roux, not all about the ingredients, but about the vibe, about the music that you're listening to and how much fun you're having when you cook the food. It makes the food taste better. So that's how you make the good gumbo. And we tried to imitate that idea right here in Bastimentos when we shot the video. Video shot right here in Bastimentos with a lot of local friends. Check it out.
Rolling.
Are you rolling?
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Boom!
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Fresh and simple, hanging on the fringe. Feeling joy, taste of better things. Never kind of a sucker brings. The candy man is like purple wind. Smells, we just love them all. Swirling, sliding right on through the wall. Swing the door on the 3-year hinge. The push of buttons, everybody's in. Together we make gumbo. Communing on with just a look. Consider myself a pretty good chef, but girl can't really cook. Girl can't really cook. Together we make gumbo. Recipe not in no book. Love to check out the crazy moves. Girl can't really cook. Girl can't really cook. Younger stories over heavy low. We're down and out and past the end of the road. Strip the rice and cream with harmony. This is the happiness it's playing to me. Together we make gumbo. Communing out with just a look. Consider myself a pretty good chef. Girl can't
So far, Bim Skala Bim have recorded 6 songs for the Specialised project to appear on our tribute album series. Easy Skanking appeared on One Heart, a tribute to Bob Marley and the Wailers. However, the version you're about to hear isn't that version. It's a new mix with additional horns and keyboards.
Skanking it slow, easy skanking, skanking it easy, easy skanking, skanking it slow. Excuse me while I light my spliff. Oh Lord, I got to take away from reality. I just can't drift. That's why I'm staying in this red. Take it easy, skanking. Take it easy, skanking. Got to take it easy, skanking. We're taking it easy. We're taking it slow. We're taking it easy. We got to take it slow. So take it easy, skanking. Got to take it easy, skanking. Take it easy, skanking. Got to take it easy, skanking. Excuse me while I light my spliff. Oh Lord, I got to take away from reality. I just can't drift. That's why I'm staying in this red. Take it easy. Got to take it easy. Take it easy. Skank and take it easy. I tell you what. Some earth for my wine. Some honey for my strong drink. Some earth for my wine. Some honey for my strong drink. Take it easy. Skank it, take it easy, slow. Take it easy. Skank it, take it slow. Take it easy. Take it easy. Easier. Skank it, take it easy. Skank it, take it easy. Easier. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Easy, easier. Take it easy. Skank it, take it easy. Easier. Take it easy. Skank it, take it easy. Easier. Take it
Really good examples of Stephen and Paul and I's input over the lockdown period.
It
Just
is
deciding
wild.
we love the songs enough to take a real long time to add things like bugle and talking monkeys and all kinds of crazy stuff, ship sounds and moving things around. That I'll say, first of all, I'll say that it's a mix of things. Ann and Loon were really, really saved by my friend Nick Welsh, or also known as King Hammond, who was one of the guests on this album. I really felt that it needed something, and when I decided it needed his input, I was really correct, because his addition to the song really made it for me. So I want to make sure I say that, because Without him, it's just not the same at all.
What was the question?
Yeah,
Tell us
Monkville.
about
Last
recording
flight to Monkville.
in Prague. In Prague, what was going on there?
Oh, I guess growing up, I just I used to play to the real book a lot. I don't know if everybody knows the real book, but it's just like a jazz standard book. And growing up playing horns, I just, you know, obviously was into Coltrane and things like that, but I always liked Thelonious Monk. So a few times I did jazz gigs. We would, Well You Need It would be a song I just always liked, and I incorporated it into a band I had back in the 90s that we sort of did a hip hop version of it. And then when we were doing the Specialized thing with the Madness tune with Nightboat, I don't know, I just heard that riff and thought it would sound kind of cool at the end. It kind of went with the chord progression, and we just tried it.
So that studio in Prague is worth talking about. It was called Studio Faust.
I remember it was down in the basement of this apartment building that the owner, I forget his name right now, but
Richard, I think. Richard
Stephen
Faust.
Walsh was the producer.
Richard Faust was the owner.
His family owned this.
Yeah.
His family owned this apartment building in Prague pre-Nazi invasion. And after World War II ended, he petitioned the government and went through all this legal stuff and got the apartment building back.
It's pretty big building.
Big, yeah, huge apartment building, and he, you know, went through the legal process, and you know, it was reappropriated to him and his family, and so he then owned this big building, and he had like art studios in there, and he made it like this haven for artists. And
we told him about the Specialized project, Paul, and he gave us the studio all day for free, without question.
Yeah,
I need to contact him now then.
Yeah, it's a great studio. It is good.
That.
Yeah, it's a
He
great
was a friend
studio.
of my friend Brian, who lives in Prague. Brian, my friend Brian is the one that sort of turned us on to Faust.
Yeah, it was Brian.
Yeah.
The studio is full of classic, like analog equipment, classic amps and effects boxes and all kinds of outboard gear. Like you
can actually see that in the music video. I'm really into recording. I really wanted to show those shots, you know.
Nightboat to Monkville is about Dan from Bim Skala Bim nearly missing the last ferry because he fell asleep on the dock, and he was awoken by quite a rude member of the public. It starts off with a cover of Nightboat to Cairo and turns into a Thelonious Monk improvisation.
Get your ticket here. Get your ticket here. You got your ticket here.
You, wake up. That's Kokomo Bill. That's Kokomo Bill.
Hey, so that was it. Our new album, Sonic Tonic. Took a long time to make, but we think it's great. We want you to buy it, support Specialized. Go to specializedproject.com and buy it. There's loads of stuff to buy there. Of course, not just that album. There's just dozens of albums and compilations from over the last 10 years. Go there, buy stuff, support them. Specializedproject.com. Anyway, this is Dan and Lily and Mommy saying goodbye. Have a great summer. We'll see you in August. If you get to come to some of our shows in New England, we'll see you in August. Don't forget also the album is out on vinyl through Jump Up Records in Chicago. And that's coming out any minute. Talk to you guys soon. Love you all. Bye.
Everybody's got their style, but how'd you get it so wild? And everybody's got their time, so why not give it a try? So wild, style, always gonna make me smile. Wild, style, how you get it up so high? Everybody's got their style, but how'd you get it so wild? And everybody's got their time, ups, down, lows, and highs. So wild, style, always gonna make me smile. So wild, style, how you get it up so high? Not counting colors, not taking sides. So many various shapes and sizes. Culture-wise. Everyone is different, so many ways. Pretty little filly with the bony tail, coca ginger ale. Everybody's got their style, but how'd you get it so wild? And everybody's got their time, up, down, lows, and highs. Everybody's got their style, how'd you get it so wild? Everybody's got their time.